Hello, everyone, and welcome to My Culture Connect. My name is Quentin Gooch, and I am the program manager here with the organization. If you're watching this video, chances are you are interested in becoming a volunteer with us in order to get practicum hours to become a certified teacher of English as a foreign language. We really appreciate your interest in My Culture Connect, and this video will serve as an introduction to our organization and also give you some information that will help you get started on the right foot. So without further ado, let's first introduce you to My Culture Connect, otherwise known as MCC. My Culture Connect was founded in Taiwan on January 1st of 2009. It is a non-profit organization that aims to enrich culture and education in Changhua County in Taiwan. In Taiwan, it is known as Renshi, which means role model or people's teacher. We have 5 core missions here at MCC. The first is training volunteer teachers to help in areas that lack educational resources. Changhua County in Taiwan is a rural area in the country, and a lot of times in these areas, educational resources, especially for learning English, are limited. And so it is MCC's mission to bring quality education in English education to these areas that are often left behind. Secondly, making free teaching materials and sharing them with students, teachers, and schools. As you become more familiar with My Culture Connect and volunteer with us, you will see that we aim to offer materials, webinars, and other resources that the students and teachers alike can use. Thirdly, organizing study groups and promoting lifelong learning. At My Culture Connect, you will have the opportunity to work with students of all different age groups, from young children all the way through adult learners. And so here we really try to promote a lifetime of learning, not just when you're in school. We also organize contests, speeches, and other educational events for the students to participate in. This can be anything from summer or winter break programs that we often do to contests and speeches and other events around Taiwan. And lastly, one of our goals is to increase the global understanding of English through education. And so that's where you come in. As a volunteer with MCC, you will be helping to spread English education throughout Taiwan and in some cases, other places around the world who work with My Culture Connect. All right, so now that you know a little bit more about the organization, let's talk a little bit about what to do to get started. At this point, you should have received an email from me that has lots of information. Though I know that this may seem a bit overwhelming, I am here to break down the most important items that you have received. First, in the email, you would have received a link to a document that talks about all of our programs. This will explain our observation program as well as tutoring and co-teaching. I would take a minute or two to read through this as it will give you a brief breakdown of how each of those programs work. Next, and one of the most important elements, is you would have received a link to our observation schedule. We're going to talk a lot more about this as it is one of the core items that you will be using throughout your time at MCC. Also, there are instructions in the email to send me a message on Skype. This is very important because Skype is our main mode of communication here at MCC. By sending me a message, this allows us to become contacts, and further down the line when you begin co-teaching or tutoring, it will make it easier to set up these communications. My Skype the details to my Skype are in the email down in my signature. So there is a link below my name in the signature where you can easily click, and that will allow you to send me a message. So please make sure to do that. Lastly, there is a link in the email to a Google form that you may complete if you would like to be on our email list. Our email list is one where we will send a weekly email, so we don't spam your inbox. You won't receive too many emails from us, but we do send one once a week. And within this email, we will let you know of any events or programs that are happening, as well as share educational resources that you can use whether you are currently volunteering with MCC or after you fulfill your practicum requirements and stop volunteering with us. You can still remain part of the community, and we hope that you do. Okay, so now let's move on to how to use the observation schedule. Many of you will need to complete a combination of either observation hours or student teaching hours. And so the observation schedule is one of the most important and key parts to what we do here at MCC and how you can get your practicum hours. So, when you access the observation schedule, there are some things to know. First, the observation schedule link is there for you to use at any time, which means that you can observe any class that works for your schedule. There is no prior approval needed. So once you have access to this observation schedule, which was provided in my initial email to you, you can pick any class you wish to observe and click the link for that class. You do not need to check with us first. Next, the observation schedule has a lot of information. You must remember that we are working primarily with students in Taiwan, which has a very large time difference for most of the United States time zones. Therefore, we will provide information in regards to both the Taiwan day and time and the day and time for North America. So it is very important that you pay attention, especially to columns A and B, which you can see here. Here, you will notice that in the pink area, it includes the date and the day of the week for Taiwan. Whereas in the green area, you can see the date and the day of the week for North America. Now, the North America day is usually always going to be one day behind the Taiwan day because Taiwan is anywhere from 13 to 14 hours, usually from the North American time zones. So it's usually the next day for them. So make sure that this is one of the most important areas to not be confused by. Always pay attention to the green area, which will show the date and the day for North America. Next, the links that are provided will take you to Skype. So that is the first step. When you use that link, it is important that you choose the chat option, not the start meeting option. When you use start meeting, that will actually start a video call for that class. And we don't want to do that. Only the teacher who is teaching that class will start the video call. Always choose the option to go to the chat. And this is where we will post more information regarding the class. So now let's just take a closer look at the observation schedule. So here, I want to just go through a few details that you will be able to see. So if we start in column A going from left to right, you will notice that the first information, as I previously explained, will have the day and the day of the week, the date and the day of the week for both Taiwan and North America. So make sure to always pay attention to the green boxes, which show the North American date and day of the week. Below that will be the link to the Skype chat. This is what you will use to access the class. Going to the right, you will notice a course code, followed by platform. The platform is very important. Most of our courses take place on Google Meet. And so, if the platform says Google Meet, when you click the link, it will take you to the Skype chat. And prior to the start time of that class, we will post the Google Meet link. So you will just need to wait for that link in order to join the class. There are a few classes that from time to time will take place on Skype. So if the platform says Skype, then you will still utilize the link to join the Skype chat, but then you will wait until class time begins and you will see a green join call button appear. Once that join call button appears, that is what you press in order to join the call and to observe the class. Now, please note, during observations, nothing is expected of you besides to observe. So that means that the only expectation is that you stay muted and have your camera turned off. So remember that, stay muted and have your calendar turned off. If we continue going to the right, we will always list the school, the students, which will tell their grade level, and the teacher who is teaching the class that day. After that, we will give all of the major American time zones, so all the way from Eastern Time through Pacific Time, and also the time in Taiwan. So this is why it's very important to look at the day of the week and the date in green. So for example, we see January 23rd, North America, that is a Sunday. So for the Eastern Time Zone, that class will occur at 8 p.m. Central Time, 7, 6 for Mountain, 5 p.m. for Pacific on Sunday, January 23rd in that first example. Now, one thing to note, if under the school, you notice that there is an ITA and the students are ITA students, this means that that is either an office hour, which is a time when ITA students can join a call to ask questions of either myself or our founder, Luke Lin. Or this could also be a webinar. In either case, these classes do not count as official observation hours. Observation hours for most of your programs need to be a time when you are actually observing a teacher teach English to a foreign learner. And so, therefore, these ITA classes or for ITA students are not actually observations. So that is just a closer look at our schedule, and if you have any questions, you can always feel free to contact me via email or via Skype. And so lastly, just as you continue, observations are usually where most people start, and then we also have tutoring and co-teaching opportunities. And so once you are ready to either tutor or co-teach, please contact me via Skype or email to get further information. The process is very easy and pretty straightforward, and it just involves watching an orientation video, taking a short quiz, and then providing your availability. Now, lastly, I will say that you are responsible for keeping track of all of your own hours. This includes your observation hours and tutoring or co-teaching hours. Now, we will verify your hours upon your institution's request. So for most of you, your institution will ask for a contact, and this is who they will contact to verify the hours that you report having observed or tutored or co-taught for our organization. So you can provide them with the information for Luke Lin, MCC founder. He handles all verification requests, and I have included his email right there for you. So take note of that. That is the email that you will use for hours requests. But we do not track hours on a student-by-student individual basis. That is up to you and your responsibility to track your hours. I just want to thank you again for joining us in our mission here at My Culture Connect. I hope that this introductory video has been helpful, and as always, you can always reach me via Skype or email if you have any additional questions. Thanks again. I look forward to working with you. Bye for now.